what's up guys, this is Florian for ITX Tutor speaking. Today we're going to review the Doogee Y100X Nova low budget phone. It costs 77 euros at eFox. You will find the link in the description. But let us have a look closer on the specs of this phone. This phone comes with a 5-inch screen with 720p, an MTK 6582 1.3 GHz quad core, but unfortunately only with 32-bit SoC. Frequency-wise, it comes with 2G and 3G network, but without 4G LTE support. It has a 1 GB RAM and 8 GB of ROM. The front-facing camera comes with 5 megapixel and the main camera is 8 megapixel, which might be quite good for a budget phone. Android 5.0 Lollipop comes with this phone, but it has even Xender support. The battery has 2200 mAh, which will last for approximately 1 day. Okay, that's inside the box. We got the charger, headphones, USB to micro USB for charging your phone or connecting to the PC, a usual standard screen protector with a microcloth, and a quick guide. Nothing extraordinary. Of course, a phone comes with a package as well. So if we have a closer look on the charger, it says that it only has 700 mAh output, which equals pretty much 3.5 watt, which isn't that good at all. So these are the headphones. They are pretty basic. They come with a remote and a micro, so you can do your phone calls. But for listening to music, if you're an audiophile person, please go with your own headphones. Well, checking our charger here, it says it comes with almost 1 ampere, which is even better than the 700 mAh mentioned on the backside. After charging for quite a while, the charger seems a bit warm, but not dangerously warm at all, so you can use it. But let us have a look on the phone itself. Let's have a closer look on the front side of this phone. We have capacitive touch buttons, which unfortunately come without background lighting. A 720p screen, which is pretty light for a budget phone. And on the top of the phone, we can see the light and proximity sensor. We can see it right now. The earpiece, the front-facing camera, and even a front-facing flash for making your selfies even better. On the back side we can see the 8 megapixel camera. It comes with a single LED flash. On the right side here, the volume button integrated into the cover. The cover is made out of black plastic. It is quite glossy and a fingerprint magnet. Right down there you have the speaker grid for our mono speaker. As you can see, the camera sticks a bit out of the back cover. On the right side here we have our power button, and on the left side the 3.5mm audio jack. This phone comes with a silver frame which is made out of plastic but looks a bit like metal. On the bottom of this phone you can see the microphone and the micro USB port. You can connect it here to the charger or to your computer. As you can see, back cover is slightly curved here, which when you hold it in your hand makes a nice feeling, even though it's plastic. As you can see, the phone is curved on all sides, which makes it appear very slim and gives you a nice feeling in your hand. With the power button on the top and the volume buttons right at the curved space, it feels a bit strange, but you get used to it pretty fast. Let's open up the phone and have a look what's inside. As you can see, the volume button is integrated into the cover, which is a bit dangerous. If your cover gets broken, you have to replace it and the volume buttons don't work anymore. Let's have a look on the internals of this phone. Right on the top we have our antenna. Next to it the micro SD slot, which is capable of 64 GB SD cards. On the left side here we have our SIM slots, with one for standard SIMs and one for micro SIMs. Here we have the battery. Let's take it out and have a look what's below it. You can see here the specs of the phone and the 2 EMI numbers. On the very bottom of the phone you can see the speaker. If we now have a look on the original battery, we can see that it says 2200 milliampere hours for our capacity. But if I turn it in my hand, it feels a bit slim. We don't see anything else below the sticker of this phone, so I'm not sure if it's really 2200 because it might be even a bit too slim. Let's check the weight of the battery. It says 32.6 grams, which is pretty light for 2200 milliampere hours, so we expect it might be even less. Just check, we can't confirm. What's the weight of this phone? Well, it says it's 120 gram on our scale here, which is pretty lightweight for a 5-inch phone. Let's have a look on the Android 5.0 Lollipop. It's quite smooth if I scroll here over the home screen. For an old chipset and just 1 gigabyte of RAM. Here on the downside you can see that the screen is a bit cloudy, but the rest is pretty good. We're now in here in the settings to have a closer look on the Android version. As you can see, it's Lollipop 5.0, which is the latest update. You can't update it even more with this chipset. Here the phone comes with wireless update. Let's check for updates. Well, takes quite a bit. Oh, as you can see, our system is currently up to date. If we go now through the settings here, we start with the Wi-Fi. It's kind of jumpy. We are close to the router and it's jumpy. It's not always that good. Now it says fair, but we have seen that it wasn't that good before. Let's have a look outside on our other settings. Right here, Bluetooth is working pretty well. We're connected. It just works as it has to work. This phone comes with HotNot. It allows data exchange when the screen touches another device, but only other devices which has HotNot as well. Because it has a dual SIM, we have settings for our SIM cards here, and of course you can tether with this phone and have some other functions as well under the button more. Let's go through the device settings. We start with the display, which are very standard. Doesn't come with the mirror vision though. The storage has 8 GB, but only 4.62 GB are available with this phone. The battery, for standard users, you can use the battery for about a day. For power users, it's hard to say. You won't come through the day probably. Okay, the apps here are standard. You can see that we end up with 406 megabyte of free RAM after all the system apps. This phone also comes with intelligent wake up. If we switch it on, you can choose which gestures you want to use. If you want to slide to cut music playing, or different gestures to start the phone or start browsing, so you can modify the phone for your needs. This phone even has gestures motions. For example, turn to silent, so you can put the phone on the desk and it will turn off. Okay, system motion, it comes here. We have our 3-finger screenshot, or our 2-finger volume, or a double tap to lock, which might be handy for some users. We will have a closer look on the battery life at chinadevices.com. To finish up, we go here through the system settings. We have, of course, our date and time, our schedule, our accessibility. To point out here, we have smart gestures as well for many other settings here, which might be useful for your use case. The phone comes pre-installed with some apps and app lock, so you can lock apps, of course. To back up your phone, a standard browser. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, the standard start screen is their website, a calculator, a calendar, and the most important here, the camera. Let's go outside and have a quick check how the camera actually works. Okay, let's have a look on the camera. The tab autofocus works pretty good, as expected. Nothing extraordinary here. If I go through here, on the left side you can switch the camera modes. Here on the right side you have the settings. I want to mention here that if you change the settings from the standard 4:3 mode to full screen, the resolution of the pictures drops down to 6 megapixel with the main camera, and down to 4, I think, with the front-facing camera, but let's check it out. Okay, I'll take a selfie now here. Switch on here the smile detection, and yeah, here's Steven jumping into the picture. It works. I should stop smiling, or it just keeps taking selfies. Okay, stop now. It's really funny. Stop, please stop. Okay guys, I'm now outside checking the front-facing camera. It comes with a nice feature, a smile recognition for taking even nicer selfies, and as mentioned, a front-facing flash. If I go inside now here, you can see it works pretty well. For a dark area, you can get your selfies in a club and have some fun. Now we check the rear camera. Yeah, the phone adjusts to the lighting, which is nice. If I take here a closer look to a flower and focus in, you can see it works, but it takes quite a while. If I go closer, it gets harder, so you shouldn't go closer than 7 centimeters to an object. Yeah, you can see that you can even focus on stuff in the rear of pictures. It's okay. Yeah, you can use it for your snapshots and short clips. It's basic and it's what you pay for. Okay, let's continue with the GPS test. We have 3D fix, an accuracy of about 55 feet, around 50 feet. We have some green bars with our satellites. 10 are in use and 13 are in view. Okay, let's switch app here. We continue now in the app Android, a testing device for the GPS. As you can see, there are only American US satellites in here. It doesn't support the Russian version. 8 out of 11 are working, and when I drive here about 50 km/h, we have an accuracy of 19 meter, yeah, of course. Okay, now I have to stop here and just put in quick a location and we check the app. Okay guys, we're checking now the GPS accuracy in the Google Maps app. I just take a wrong turn now here. So far the GPS worked pretty good, but this might be due to the good weather today. When we checked it a few days ago with bad weather, the GPS was a bit jumpy. As you can see, the routing was adjusted automatically, so it works pretty good. We're back in the garden now. We're going to talk about benchmark tests now and pro and cons of this phone, and maybe a small introduction from myself. Now I hand over to Steven, who is going to talk you through the benchmark.
Okay guys, so I just had a quick look at the AnTuTu benchmark performance of the Doogee phone, and well, it's very low, it's 18,000 points, and this is because it's running the old MTK6582. It's not a 64-bit system on chip, it's 32 bits only, and this is also something why I probably wouldn't go with this phone anymore, because the upgrade possibilities are very limited. MediaTek is, yeah, they are not pushed to bring updates for it, because they have the new MTK generation, so why should they bring you Android Lollipop or Marshmallow in the future? So I guess you will be really stuck with that firmware. There are FOTAs, but actually there was no update right now and it said the system is up to date. So 18,500 points in AnTuTu, as you can see here right now. And we can also have a quick look at the Geekbench performance. So in Geekbench, this little baby here scored a single core score of 358 and a multi-core score of only 1125. So it's still in quad-core, clocked at 1.3 GHz, but the overall performance is lower as the MTK6735, which is also quad-core, running with the same speed because, well, newer generation of the chipset, and also it's more battery efficient because we had now a test for 5-6 hours and the battery is now on 15%. So, well, we had everything in there, GPS, movie, benchmarks, but now it's already almost over. So we definitely need a power bank right now, and the battery lifetime on this phone is very limited. So if you're a heavy Android user, you will probably not get through the day. And for casual users, if you switch off the screen constantly, well, you probably will get through the day. But the overall performance, in my opinion, is really not too good. And yeah, we also had a look at CPU set, so basically it shows us something about the chipset, and you can see it right now on the screen. So we have a quad core clocked from 600 to 1.3 GHz. Scaling governor is hot plug, and 1 GB of RAM, it's definitely true. Also fuck the time. It's also 720p.
This happens all the time, it's really annoying.
Also 720p is the screen resolution, so that's also correct. It does not come pre-rooted, so we don't have any root access. Now regarding temperatures, so I had some phones with the 6582, they got a bit hot, but nope, this one not. So the maximum temperature we have here, it's around 50 degrees, so that's pretty okay, and today it's a very hot day. The sensors, it doesn't come with a lot of sensors, like we just have an accelerometer, proximity and light sensor. Also it shows orientation and magnetometer, but so far I can't see any values in there. And if we open up the magnetic sensor, it just shows all the time 0 microtesla, so the sensor is totally fucked up. And yeah, the rest is working, like light and proximity sensor, that's working for sure, but really nothing special in the smartphone. I did also run a couple of speed tests to show you the 3G speeds. For sure, this phone does not support 4G LTE. So it's on 32-bit older chipset. That means it just supports 2G and 3G. And the speeds, we have a ping of 30 milliseconds, quite okay. 13 megabytes down and 4 Mbits up. So I don't come over 20 Mbits, so speeds are very limited because this is no 4G LTE phone. Alright, so basically that's everything regarding the performance. We'll now do a quick gaming test, and after all this, each of us will just give you a quick final conclusion about the smartphone.
Okay guys, what I liked about this phone is pretty simple. I like the front flash, which is a nice gadget. I didn't like, because I'm a power user, so the low battery is for me a disadvantage. It's a phone I would give to my father for Christmas, but I won't use it for myself. I think from the design it's nice in your hand, but the volume button on the back side, it doesn't feel right for me. Else the GPS was pretty good, so you can navigate through cities, use it maybe as a phone when you travel. I'll hand over to Steve and he's going to finish up here.
Okay guys, now here comes my final conclusion about the Doogee. And so far so good. Now it's really a low budget phone. That's what I would use it for. 78 euro, that's really not expensive, but also you get what you pay for. Now there are better phones in my opinion for only a little bit more, or actually the same price. I will leave you some suggestions on China devices, but let's talk about the pros and cons. First of all, as I've said, it's cheap. The design is very cool because it's curved, but the disadvantage is the button on the back side. Now when I have it in my pocket, for some reason I just crank up the volume. I have no idea why, but it doesn't feel so good. But it feels very slim due to the curved back cover, even though it's not so slim. But it's a nice thing. Also Android 5, for sure it's great for the MTK6582, but I guess you will be stuck with that since they don't push so much effort into development of the old chipset, so I guess there will be no 5.1 or maybe some other versions. As Flo said, GPS was quite good, so good GPS performance was surprising because Wi-Fi really sucked. That's a big disadvantage. Now Wi-Fi was good, then suddenly the signal jumped to fair and I had only 20 Mbits, then I lost Wi-Fi. So with the Wi-Fi performance I was not really impressed. The front LED is something which is very cool, so we had a lot of fun with the also smile shot function of the front-facing camera. But regarding the cons, the battery is very low. Now we are using it for a day, heavy use, and it's not even the day over, and already 10% only left. So the battery is very small. It looks like a Yumi Hammer battery, and we all know what Yumi did. 2250 or something was suddenly 1700. So I can't really now test it, but I will do a battery measurement soon and put the result on China devices. But so far I think the battery doesn't have the full capacity or it's badly optimized. Okay, we talked about bad Wi-Fi, then there is no backlight on the capacitive touch buttons, also something I don't like so far, or at least they don't light up for some reason. The performance is kind of low, so you get 18,000 points in Antutu. You did see the gaming test. I mean, you can play. It's not the worst one like the Doogee 280 or something like that, but it's quite okay. Now there's no 4G LTE, even though you get some nice 3G speeds like 18 Mbits, so that's something like the limit you can get here. Alright, this was just my final conclusion on the Doogee Y100. Now, if you're looking for a low budget phone and you really like the design, well, then go for it. But keep in mind that battery lifetime sucks. You probably are stuck with the ROM, and also Wi-Fi was something which really pissed me a little bit, because I'm now here outside. Usually Wi-Fi works and kind of low, but here no Wi-Fi at all. Okay guys, then thank you so much for watching, and now we'll just quickly talk with my friend Flo here. So guys, you may wondered who the fuck was speaking there, who the fuck that guy here to my left is, so can you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey guys, once again, hey guys, my name is Flo. I went to school with Steven, to primary school. We were just this big.
He was a bit bigger.
I always was, yeah. But that's okay, someone has to be the bigger one. And someone has to be the better one. Just joking around. Steven was trying to grow, and is doing a lot of work for the community. He's bringing so many products. He asked me for some help trying to get in more products for you, trying to grow. I'm into tech as well. I like to travel, explore the world. That's why I joined. I follow his mission, you follow his mission as well. A few words from Steven to his future plans.
Well, the future plans. Now, I'm getting so many products, I'm getting so many emails a day, so we are going to build up a team. You know, I have to do the shop, I have to be admin in the forum, and I also want to be back with gaming. So there are a lot of people in my community, they want to see some gaming videos. I like gaming too, so yeah, but there's too much work, and actually now I try to build up a team. First of all, getting started with him to bring you some tech. For sure he has to improve in some things, but we're going to do that very soon. And I'm pretty sure that he can bring you some awesome tech reviews very soon. Alright, so the future will also have a lot of PC parts. We try to build the next PC next month, so I already have the mainboard, power supply and all that crap. So we're going to into the PC business, but also we'll stay focused on China phones, stay focused a little bit on gaming, start Minecraft again, and well, we're also searching for help, so you can always join us on ChinaDevices.com and build up a great community with us.
You'll find the email down in the subscription, just write us a message.
Alright guys, then that was our review of the Doogee Y100, and you know, we always bring you long reviews because we are not the casual reviewers.
It's 5:10.
Fuck the fucking time, but we want to bring you some great reviews and not the casual reviews which you can read on websites where they say it's a super awesome product and just buy it, because we have seen that this phone has a lot of disadvantages but also a lot of advantages, and you should just get your own opinion on the products if you want to buy it or not. Alright guys, then thank you so much for watching, have a nice day and bye bye.